All right, so just starting the recording here. All right, so last time, day 2 of week 4, right? Okay, so last time we were talking about all this SQL stuff here, and we had, let's find a SQL zoo, number 3, the SQL zoo thing. And just to let you all know where we are on this, like this is a nice little diagram here, but the work that you needed to do was this. And Ty said she got to all the way to 9 and got stuck on 9, but you did get 8, which is this combination of this and. And did you use a not as well? Thumbs up for the not. If you can't get it, be sure to click on the hint. That little hint thing, it's hard to see, but it works. And then here's the 9. And these are pretty difficult, and they're like little puzzles. All right. So you don't have to do all of them, but do up to at least number 7. Okay, that's what I said the other day. You have to do up to at least number 7, then you can take your then you can move on to our events up here. It starts, yeah, it starts up at 7. I should probably add this to the Moodle just to let you know what I'm going to require. Okay, so did anybody work on the making SQL tables? Remember I showed you how to make SQL tables and connecting those tables. I know I said you could follow along. Maybe a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you've got those SQL tables going. Or any questions about those. I'll show you what the final result is supposed to look like. Oops, I gotta go over here. Supabase. Gotta switch my screens. Run. Oh, okay, yeah. The final result. Yes, the final result. Change my share. That's a problem with having different accounts. So I made a brand new, there it is, brand new project for this one. And the table editor, you'll have the tables, right? Oh, Adrian and Alfonso, you need to bring something to the potluck. So what's your meal name so I can add you in? What meal are you going to bring? Um, while we're talking about that, I will show you the final product. So the final product is a screenshot like this. See that little wiggly thing? That's the magical thing. Okay. And there's a key down here. You can see. Um, there's a foreign key. Oh, it doesn't have a foreign key. So this is the primary key. Primary key is the ID, and foreign key is the thing that points to another guy's primary key. And a key is what helps the database find it. Um, so it's going to be super fast. Databases are really good at finding something by their key. Finding something by their name, they're going to be kind of slow. But finding something by their key, they're going to be super fast. Just a little kind of inside baseball on SQL. These keys are important for performance. Okay, so any other questions on on this final result that you're going to have to make for turning in a screenshot of that. You open the chat and see. Okay, no questions. Okay. So figure out how to do that, and you watch the video from yesterday if you're not sure, or just ask me. Um, oh, we can do another SQL query. So if you weren't here yesterday, this is the really cool thing we can do. And if anybody wants to give me uh another meal name. Oh, Sally, we're just reviewing from yesterday. Give me another I just want to demonstrate another potluck meals. Add some more potluck meals. Jerk chicken. Okay, great. How many does it serve? I'll go to my table editor and I'm going to insert a row, uh, the meal name there. And Adrian is going to bring the jerk chicken. I'm just going to say 7 people. Is that fine? Okay, here's the magic. Foreign key. Okay, so, okay, event ID. Hey, you're supposed to, what? How come you don't? Oh, select record. Wasn't it doing something different? Was it just smaller? Correct me if I'm wrong, but yesterday it was when I just clicked there, I didn't have to pull this. All right. Yeah, something popped up differently this time. That's the thing about dashboards, they change. Let's do the let's do the graduation. So this isn't our graduation. Ours is on the 30th. All right. So give me a couple more meals, and I'm going to put them on the graduation. Notice the event ID is different. And the deviled eggs and how many people? Oh, potluck meals. This will be our the graduations. Deviled eggs 20. And I gotta click that, set to record, and I'm gonna put them all on the graduation. And lasagna. Wow, that's a lot. Lasagna. So that select record to lasagna to graduation. So check it out. All right. So do you see? Oh, there's that little link here. See that shows it's the foreign key. So I'm hoping you're kind of like, bells are going off of how you might connect the data that you want to use for your final project. So you can start thinking about that kind of over our break. And thumbs up if you got the message that next week we actually have off. I wasn't aware of that until they had scheduled a meeting at that time. I was like, what? So anyway, there is a great there, so that'll be nice. So you'll have a week off next week. Thumbs up if you hear that, so that just so you know. Yeah, we did that last year, but then this year they were saying that we weren't, but I guess they ended up having it. All right, so here's my pop quiz for you. What does this for mean, and what does this to mean? Tell me what this to means here. The jerk, chicken, deviled egg, and lasagnas. What does this to mean? It's my little pop quiz for you all. Yeah, the event. So it has this magic thingy here, and I can actually look and see, okay, that's graduation. That's pretty cool. This dashboard is pretty nice. Okay. Yeah, that's the second event. Or, well, it just happens to be the ID of that event. But yeah, it is the second event in the database over here. So it'll go here and it'll say, what happens is you look it up and you say, oh, who do I belong to? Ah, jerk chicken. Oh, I belong to number two. Who is number two? Oh, it is graduation. Okay. Um, let's do a quick another little pop quiz. So what's this one? This was getting the meal name for the retirement part. Let's mix this up a little bit. Mm, so could I get um could I get the event name of, say, um the um the meal of jerk chicken? Does that make sense? So let me just get event ID first. Mm, Potluck meals. Where? Name? Like, and what might I put here? Let me do this for a pop quiz. Let's see. Whoops. Meal name. Oops. Always forget the single dashes. So I would only need that so if I wanted to be any kind of jerk, so let's say I had a jerk beef and a jerk chicken and a jerk turkey, then that would cover all of them. Since I don't have that, here's the pop quiz. What would I change about this to make it more um, efficient if I don't use a wild card? That's the wild card. Just equal, right? Right. Okay. And you see, I'm getting the event ID. Anybody have an idea about how I would get the event name? This is a little bit tricky. Just throw some words out there. Just throw some keywords. Oh, efficient. So I was saying the other day, like is a very inefficient uh, if you have like a million lines, or a million rows in your database and you use like, the way like works is there's no index on like. It has to check every single row. But if you use equal, it's able to figure out a little bit faster. It doesn't have to check every single one. If it's indexed, it can kind of put them in. You could imagine all of them. The database is able to put this in maybe alphabetical order. And if you imagine like looking through every page in a book to find the word jerk chicken, that's what it's like. Versus if it's like this, it's organized by indexed. So if you imagine looking up jerk chicken in a dictionary, how would you look it up in a dictionary? You'd open up to a page and then you say, oh, it's before this, and you look over here, oh, it's after this. You know what I mean? So looking something up in a dictionary is a lot easier, and that's how it uses this with equal. That's kind of like the details of how a database works. So I just want you to know that like is a slow operation, and a equals is a fast operation. If you say have like a million lines of code or something, or sorry, a million rows in your database, it doesn't matter if you just have 10 or 20. Okay, can anybody what if I want to get the event name? Oops, it's like this. What if I want to get the event name instead of the event ID, where the meal is jerk chicken? Any idea about that? This is a tricky one, but this is something that we learned yesterday. Yes, thank you. Use join. And I have to use join on and this parentheses. So I'm just going to give you this. This is I, you know, this is a special syntax. Uh, if you use it enough, you're going to memorize, oh, it has to be join on parentheses. What are we going to join on here? What are the two things that have to be in here? Oops, join, sorry, I'm missing something here. Join, I believe it's potluck events on. Is that right? What goes in the parentheses here? Yeah, event ID. Let me see if that actually works because this might be, what was it? What was the word they use? Ambiguous? There's the ambiguous. Have we seen ambiguous before? Thumbs up if you've seen ambiguous and what's to fix it on. Dot ID, yes. So I just want you to be kind of happy with yourself that you remember this error. So like being good at a stack is all about being able to see the errors and say, oh, I know what's wrong, and just debugging. So it's dot, yeah, a dot something. So I'll just this is the okay. We're taking it from potluck meals. So the ID is the event. Okay, the event, a potluck event. Yeah, potluck event. So the event ID. I mean, to be completely, this isn't, whoa, this isn't totally necessary, but this would be potluck meal. So the event ID on the potluck meal is equal to the ID of the potluck event. Let's see if that works. Oh no, not what I want. No, 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 run, run. What did I do wrong? Missing. Oh, S. Good old S. Yeah, is that it? Yay! Okay. So we can figure out, right? Okay, so it's you can ask like your database almost anything. And this join is a really powerful thing. So I'm glad you're kind of getting a feel for this join stuff. Do one more fun thing. What if I have another kind of a jerk? Let's use jerk beef or something. Is that a thing? Beef jerky? I just want to have a jerk something for easy to. Jerked beef or something, I guess. Is that just beef jerky? And will be 12. Oops, that shouldn't be here. And I'll just be that. And I'm going to put this on the book fair. All right. So you can do something fun like this. See what I'm doing here? Oxtails. So I just want to have this so I can find all the events that somebody's bringing jerk something to. So you can be sure to attend those events, right? So SQL is really flexible. SQL is known for its flexibility. It's like you can be an Oracle and you can, well, that's the name Oracle. Have you ever heard of the name uh, Oracle? That's the database, and they do SQL databases like that. Um, all right, let's see. Yeah, I don't think. Hopefully, it won't hurt your brain. Hopefully, you'll have experience of just having it be kind of like a fun puzzle. That's what I'm hoping for. Um, so take it slow, and I'm only going to require you to do like up to 7, and then 8 is going to be use those as puzzles. Sally,
Hey, can you show how to pull up like the event name with that item? Is that possible?
so pull up the event name with what?
Like right now, you pulled up the events with the name um jerk. So is there a way to pull up the actual
Oh,
dish with it as well?
yeah, yeah. You just put that in. So it would be, um, remember, it's on potluck meals. So I'm going to put potluck meals dot, and now I can get anything from the potluck meals, which would be the meal name, like that, right? And if I want to, I just want to show you, I can be more specific. Event and oops, oh, this is potluck event. Potluck events dot potluck events dot. Okay. Ugh. Oh, this is potluck meals. Okay. No, potluck meals. I'm sorry. This is potluck event, and this is potluck meals. Hmm. What are you wrong? Potluck meals has event ID. Potluck event has event name. Potluck meals has meal name. Potluck meals, potluck events. Yeah, I guess it's hurting my brain a little bit too, Dylan, here. I don't actually need them because they're all unique, so I won't get the ambiguous. I just wanted to show you. That's what I had. What did I do wrong? So yeah, since it's not ambiguous, since this is it can find it knows which well, I'll show you the you see I just put the column name there and it's not ambiguous, but if I go to my database, I can see. So what am I pulling out? Let me annotate. How do I annotate? So I'm pulling out, what am I pulling out? I'm pulling out the meal name, pulling out the event ID, and I'm pulling out the event name. Okay? If I want to, I could get the location too, right? You want to see that? Where'd it go? Oh, Zoom is covering it. Okay. Editor, and then you just put location. Location. There. Okay. I'm gonna delete those. You get the location. All right. Now, but what if I put ID? Any idea about what's going to happen here? What error am I going to get if I just put ID by itself? Yeah, ambiguous error. So in that, they're ambiguous. So in that case, because ID is on both tables, do you see this? ID is here, and ID is here. Look at that. It's like, eh, which one is, which one do you want? Right? It's like, which one do you want? I can't tell you, so I can tell. Well, so I can tell it. I got to tell it which one I want. So let me say I want the which one? The potluck meals. The potluck meals ID. And so I run that, and then I get the ID over here. All right, cool. All right, I'm glad. Thanks for the thumbs up, Isaac. I hope this all sort of makes sense. And we're not going to go any further or any deeper with SQL than this. Um, but I really encourage you to learn more about SQL on your own. Do that SQL Zoo stuff. And I may share that Google Data course. It's a really cool course, but I think you can, I don't know if you can get into it for free, but there's a couple courses that you can like go a lot deeper with this. For example, you can do something, I think it's gonna be meal ID. Let me see if am I getting this right? Ah, I forgot. There's a way to do it to change the name. That's not gonna work. Uh, oh, there it is. Why? Oh, it's gonna be double quotes. Oh, there we go. Meal ID. So you can even change the change what comes up here if you want to. Like if you don't like the snake case, you can do like as meal name. So I'm just giving you an example of all sorts of extra stuff, all sorts of bells and whistles on SQL. But this is just like kind of icing on the cake. You don't really need this. And as you can see, I was kind of I forgot how to do it. Oh, what about in? Any question about in? Go ahead. Tell me about in. Could that be used in this case? Y- You mean as? Oh, in. Yes. Where event name, you mean like this? In, and then you could do lasagna. Yeah, did that right? And and jerk chicken. So if you had two things in mind, and I think this is either double quotes or single quotes. Let's see. Oh, it's double quotes. Yeah. So you could use the in as well. Is that what you're asking, Isaac? Hmm. Yeah. So you can compose these two things. Once you learn how to use in, you can put it in any where clause. So you got to decompose it. You say, okay, we're talking about the where clause. So the where clause can take whatever you want. You can take the in, it can take the equal, and all sorts of stuff like that. Now, you got to be careful a little bit with the in clause because it's less efficient than the equal. because it has to look up two things. It has to look up twice. You see how it, and if you had like 10 things in here or 100 things, it would have to look up 100 times. So it starts to be inefficient. But you can even put uh um like a SQL search in here. You can actually put uh, this is in a well, I'll show you in SQL Zoo, and then we take a break. This will select within select that in thing. That's just one thing. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Where population and you do, oh no, I don't want that one. Anyway, in the parentheses, you can get instead of just instead of just having a bunch of them, this is a list of the population. It's doing all. I want to that in. It's not the same. So you're able to actually make a list with a select clause. So there's all sorts of tricky things you can do with SQL, but I didn't talk about that. That's related to the in thing. Um, yeah, if you didn't know what if you didn't know ahead of time that it's going to be lasagna and jerk chicken, but you wanted to have some kind of search ahead of time, or you wanted to like, if you wanted to turn this into a select, and it would be a list of things. Let me let's let's do our break, and then maybe I'll show it. Uh, but I also would like to know after our break, do you all want to do more SQL, or would you like to do something else? Let's stay on SQL a little while here, because it seems like we have a little more to do on SQL. Why don't we vote after the break? Um, oh, you want to see something else? Okay, yeah. Type SQL or something else, and we'll do that. Something else would be objects. I have a game that we're supposed to build. And somebody said crying. Oh, joy. Okay, something else. All right, yeah. Why don't we do something else? Unless you vote for something. Oh, that's is I didn't. I thought that was crying. Yeah, so please vote for SQL or something else. And something else is going to be JavaScript objects, and we're going to build a funny little game. I hope you like it. Let me pause our recording. Asked and answered. Otherwise, fine. I asked and answered. No, I was just reading what Tyson said. Okay, something else. Yeah, so take your break. Pause the recording. Mm, Okay, so we're gonna do something else. Um, and it's right in here. Got it in day 2 here. We're gonna learn about classes. Okay, and how classes maybe relate to types. And I want to learn about classes before we learn about types, because classes came first. Okay, so let's do our types. Types in JS. What are the types in JS? There's like 5 or 6 of them. Who remembers the types in JS? Over here, I'm going to do. Can you all see my screen here? And saw and built-in classes. Built. Anybody want to tell me a type? Like, I'll give you a type. Number. Number is a type. Object is a type. Yes, in JavaScript, object is a type. String and Boolean. Perfect. String and Boolean. And there's a couple more. Null is a type and undefined is a type. Okay. Everybody know how to find the type with type of, and then like type of 1 is a number, type of hello is a string, and type of like an object, it is like a JSON object is object, like name, Robert, something like that. This type of is really helpful. You can even do type of null. Oh, type of null is object. Oh gosh. Type of undefined is undefined. So you can always tell if something's undefined by it being undefined. I thought type was its own. I thought null was its own type. Okay. Oh, Boolean. Type of true is Boolean, right? So these are the basic types. And they're just a little bit different, but that's all we get. Okay, and these are well, let's look at something similar to types. They're not types, okay, but they're classes. Or they're kinds of objects. We have array. I'll give you a couple, and string. There's also something like the regular expression. That's in capitals. Anybody remember the regular expression? You don't have to, but that was the one with the slashes, and you're trying to see if it's like uh if a word is the same as another word. You remember those? Yeah. So those are a couple, and I'll give you some examples of like if you do like const a equals like that. That's how to make an array. Do you know like that, right? We have, so these classes have like um, properties or attributes. They also have what are called methods. Remember, like, let's do like filter or yeah, filter, right? Map, yes, map. Perfect. A dot map. And there's something in here. I just put dot 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 for something in here. And these are called methods. And reduce, the good old reduce. That's a tough one. Okay, this is a confusing one. Um, these are a lot easier to understand, I think. Okay, so these are methods. Okay, anybody have one for string? Const low. Anybody remember the string? Oops, S. Two lowercase, yes, S to lowercase. And I always forget, is it that or that? I think it's that, right? Any more? To, there's a whole bunch actually. to uppercase. Oh yes, substring. I told you that would come in handy. That JavaScript practice. And this would be like take the if you take everything except the first one or something, or or 0 to 10, take the first 10. Hmm. Um, there's also ones for regular expression on that. But anyway, so these are called and replace. Yes. Okay, good. And replace can actually take like replace um E with A or something like that. I think we talked about that one. And I believe you can do something like even like HG and case insensitive or something like that. Or replace all. And you can even put a regular expression in there. So there's all sorts of things. This is a little tricky. I think that will work. I'm actually curious. Just for fun, let's hello. Uh oops. Or Y change it. Trim is good too. I'm gonna change the H to Y. So yellow. Oh. Okay, and trim like low. Trim. Oops. Trim can be super useful. So you agree, these are kind of cool. These are these are called methods. Care at. Love that one too. Hello dot care at. And it could be like care at like number 3, which is actually the same as care at is as this, I believe. Oh, from Mimo. Have you ever seen this one? I just saw it pop up. Care code at. Remember ASCII code? Remember ASCII from way back when? A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So you can actually get you see that? A, B, C, F, G. So did you know that, um, yeah, it starts out with 65. I think like dot, I don't remember what, yeah, dot, the punctuation is lower. So you can actually figure out, I'll just do this so it just makes it more clear. You can figure out I guess the numbers come before. And the punctuation like that. Oh, that's way up. You can see the punctuation. Okay, dot is what's a really low one? I wonder what tilde's not like a semicolon or a period. Period's kind of low. So those are kind of cool. That's the ASCII one. Anyway, the point is these are called methods. Now, have you ever seen something? Remember this new thing? You can also do it like that. And this will make more sense too, like a new array. You can also do this. And we're going to learn all about this, and we're going to make our own classes. And there's a special syntax for it. And we're going to do a game. So I've been kind of working on this game. I've been doing it in my Boris the professor here. I'm building this game. I just made a quick update. So let me try and make sure the update didn't break anything. Do, oh well. Sort of didn't. make it any nicer. No, I won't give you the update. So anyway, um, I did a last minute update, but I think it may have messed something up, so I'm not going to push that right now. Uh, what we're going to do here, let me share this with you. Actually, let's do this is the second thing. Let's do the Scrimba first. So we'll go back here. So there's two things in here. On our day two here, we're going to do a Scrimba, and then we're going to do this Boris the Professor thing, and it's kind of involved. It's you're going to make a kind of a role-playing game with like a hero and a monster, or an adventurer and a monster. Okay, and you're going to be like Henry equals new adventure, something like that, and const grog equals new monster, that sort of thing. So thumbs up if that's going to be if you're excited about that. So before we, oops, I keep hitting save. Does that happen to you? You're hitting save in everything where it's not supposed to be saved. Um, yes. Where, oh yeah, it's a Scrimba. So let's do the Scrimba first. The Scrimba is really nice. Just learn the basics first, and then we'll do the practice. And it's going to talk to you. And I don't know, maybe I should pause the recording and just let you listen to this. Give me a thumbs up if it works for you, and then maybe we'll just take, we'll take 15 minutes for you to actually just do this tutorial on your own. Um, let me, before you do that, does everybody know the Scrimba, how it works? You kind of play it, and you can you can pause it, and then in the pause, you can actually like you can actually write your own code like cat meow, not meow, it's cat make noise. Oh, what was it? Oh, it doesn't have it. You can actually put in make noise. You can actually start typing code in here. Like if this dot type equals cat console log meow. So like if you just have it's over here, I messed it up here. Cat dot make noise. There we go. Cat, is that right? Yeah, cat legs three. And if I run it, let me, oh, there we go. It's meows. Yeah. So the point is like you can play it and then you can start typing in here and then you can play it again. It'll delete your code and you can type in here. So you can practice with it. So that's the Scrimba thing. So Ty got it working. Anybody else have it working? And I'll give you 15 minutes to go through this episode. It's about 12 minutes long or so, and you can skip ahead or you can watch the whole thing through. But Ty, you can go ahead and get started. Um, Everybody able to get that working? Then I'll set my timer for 15 minutes and just work through that Scrimba. And I'll pause the recording. Okay, thumbs up. Thumbs up if you're back with us. I forgot to record the part where we kind of discussed some questions about the Scrimba. So we didn't get that. And if you did happen to click on that link to the um, Fantasy Forge that I sent you here, be sure to reload that because I mixed up the levels, so I want the puzzle to be on number 2. So hit reload and make sure the puzzle is on number 2 instead of number 1. And I'll just share this with you again. Give me a thumbs up if you, here it is. If you can get there and see my screen. Okay, so I hope this is going to be a lot of fun. And you could do once you get the basics of, yep, a game. We're creating a little game. And once you get the basics of those 4 keywords I mentioned, you're going to be able to do a lot of fun stuff. 4 keywords. I mentioned these 4 keywords when I had stopped recording. Who can tell me those 4 keywords? Remember I mentioned those are really important words. Let's review that. You got it. Class, constructor, this, and new. So what happens is you create a class. I'm going to go to number 1 here. And can you see that this is a little diagram here. Boris can now diagram. So the class is kind of like the blueprint. Thank you, Great Silly. The class is like the blueprint. The constructor is like a construction worker who builds the thing. I'm glad you got it though. Okay, so that's the constructor. And the constructor is called whenever you want something new. Okay, so to make a new robot, go new, and it says constructor, make me a new one, and it gives you an instance of that robot. You can say new one, another instance of the robot. So then you have 2 different unique robots. And where's this? This is over here. It keeps track of its own name, its own number of wheels, how many miles it's gone. It keeps track of its own data, its own state. So we have class, constructor, create a new object, new, and that this thing is the state or the variables that are associated with that particular object. In this case, a robot. Okay, so that diagram is over on lesson number 2, and you can read through this, and you may not understand it the first time through. There's a lot of vocab here. We talk about like properties and behavior. Behavior is just methods or functions. Properties are like variables, but they're attached to a class. So they use these terms, actually terms that are supposed to be used. All right, and then I've got a couple puzzles here. So I'd like you to go through the puzzles. You can go through them on your own, and hopefully there won't be any bugs in them, but they're kind of neat little puzzles. Then there's it's a little crammed, but let me skip down to 6. So this is what you actually have to make when you actually make your game. So after you go through that, give you some examples. And what you're going to do is you're going to create a folder called Fantasy Forge, a source directory, and 2 subfolders of that, which will be games and models. And this is what we're going to build. And don't forget your git ignore. Okay, so this tells you on line 6 here. And we're just going to run them with an npm. And we're just keep running them. And so it's going to be like npm, or not npm. You could do it with npm, or you could do it with just node. You could just type node. I don't know. There it is. Yeah. You're just going to type node src main game. You could actually type node src game / game1.js. And if you want to set it up as a script in your package.json, you can. We're not going to be using any node modules, so that's why I didn't have any like npm install or anything like that. We don't have any of those. We're just using basic JavaScript for this. But this is what you're going to build. And you're going to build your own game. And it's going to be based off of these, like this, give you some examples. Like here's a hero and a constructor and stuff. And you have to guess what it does. This doesn't really do anything. It just helps you kind of predict, kind of like code.org. You have a little prediction. For some reason, let me tell you, there's a little buggy thing. When you click here, for some reason it scrolls down. It scrolls down to here. You should scroll up, and like my scrolling is a little off sometimes. So if you click in here and it scrolls down, be sure to just scroll up. I have no idea why it's doing that. That's my blocker. I can't figure out. It's like I literally spent like I must have spent half an hour trying to figure this out. Um, it's always something, right? Um, so some of the puzzles they scroll down and they but yeah, the only tricky thing would be I think the setup here. And then you're gonna build an adventurer and try to figure it out before you do the show me. But you're gonna make an adventurer, and I think there's gonna be a potion, and they may be able to fight later on. Okay, and there's some challenges if you want to have more fun. So I'm gonna let you work on that for I guess the rest of the time, and I can meet with you individually. I'm going to pause the recording. But first of all, before I pause the recording, does anybody have a question about classes or about this? Ah, this is not a React app. It's vanilla. Yeah. So you notice there's no npm install or anything like that. It's just pure vanilla. I think it's easier just to focus on just the new it's just a file. Yeah, just a file and the way you run. So you can this will actually run in the browser. The first puzzles they run in the browser. Uh, let me see. You can actually hit run and it'll do stuff there. Kind of cool here. Um, but once you get here, you just make files. You don't have to do npm create or anything like that. They're just files and just console log. That's all it is. And classes. Yeah, but that's a good question. Yeah, yeah, here it is. So basically, all you have to do is like node src. Just this will only work if you get your imports right. So that'll be a tricky thing. So we're gonna make four games. All right. Okay, any other questions? All right, let me stop the recording. And I'll try to meet with some of you.